Well, it's summertime in Texas and it's peach harvest season, and that's what brings me to Fredericksburg, to Eckhart Orchards. Mr. Eckhart, thanks so much for having me. How long have you been farming peaches?
Okay, my daddy was one of the pioneer growers back there in the late 30s.
What is the sort of the hallmark of a great peach?
We look for color and quality and firmness.
Oh, this is a beautiful,
yes,
sort of orange, purple color.
Yes,
Wow, that is
yes,
gorgeous.
yes.
Look at that.
Here's one ready to eat right now. This looks ready, just like that.
Almost purple.
It's got a little bit of softness to it. So this is.
So should I go for this?
Go ahead and eat it, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Fine. Go ahead and munch it up. Wow. This is a freestone, and that means it will break right off seed like that.
Look how beautiful that is.
Ready to eat.
And that's a great eating peach, because then you can just get all the flesh without having any of the flesh on the seed itself.
Right.
So are you gonna eat that with
I'll
me?
eat this one, and you eat that one.
Oh,
Where's the napkin?
wow. Here, this is the back of my hand. That's my napkin right here. So here's a little baby tree.
Yes, we usually replace with young trees after the lifetime of the matured tree, and they usually last around 20, 25 years. But then in about a year or so, we'll have it up to this side, and then within 2 or 3 years, we'll get good production from a tree like this.
What's the hoe for?
Yes, that looks good. You'd be a good hard hand.
So, Mr. Eckhart, what's going on here exactly?
Okay, this is our grading machine. And in general, what it does, the smaller peaches come in first over here, and then the middle size.
So you don't pack all the peaches together?
No, they're graded according to size. In our retail market, we like the big ones. And
I think the girls are eating the peaches as they come off the line. Is that allowed?
Yeah. No, that's fine.
That's allowed. That's allowed.
Yeah.
It's because they're your daughters.
Well, if they weren't our daughters, we deduct it later.
Oh, okay. Well, Diane and Debbie, I had such a great time with you and your dad out in the orchards today, but now comes the really fun part where we actually get to cook with these amazing peaches. What are you guys gonna cook?
Well, we have a chicken dish that we like to cook. You can take chicken breasts or thighs, and you just dredge them in a little bit of flour, a little bit of salt, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of just black pepper and a little bit of garlic powder.
So what are you gonna do with the chicken?
I'm just gonna brown it in a skillet with a little bit of cooking oil.
So Debbie, you're just gonna dump all your ingredients into that saucepan.
Yeah.
It's a real easy recipe.
It is very
love
easy.
Easy recipes.
Very easy.
So tell me what goes in there.
So we've got some vinegar.
Yep.
And we've got some brown sugar.
Yep. Got a sweet and sour thing going.
Exactly. Some sweet basil.
That's good. Fresh.
And some orange juice.
Oh, how many peaches do you need? The most important part.
I think we add about 2 cups.
About 2. Okay.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah.
There.
That's great. All right. So for my dish, I'm making this rustic tart, which is also very simple. So I'm gonna add some flour here. And I have 2 sticks of butter that I've cut up into these little pieces. And keep working it with the knife. So once most of these big pieces of butter have been worked in, I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar just to sweeten up the dough, just a touch. You don't wanna add too much because the peaches are so sweet, so you don't need the dough to be so sweet. And I'm gonna add a touch of salt, just a little sprinkle of salt. All right, so to that, I'm gonna add a little bit of ice water, and the ice water is what's gonna bring this dough together. Because the butter balls are what's gonna make this dough really nice and fluffy. So you just wanna bring it together just enough so that it combines, but very delicately so you don't squish all that butter together. So I'm just gonna stick it in the freezer for a few minutes to get nice and cold.
So I'm just gonna transfer them out of the oil. They're nice and brown. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pour some of this oil off, and then I'm gonna transfer them back in. And Debbie's gonna put the sauce over us.
That looks great. You guys really know how to fry some chicken, don't you, down here?
We do.
I can tell. Now, I could eat that just like this, but you're gonna cook this a little longer, right?
Yes, it's gonna simmer for about 20 minutes, covered and uncovered, because you do want to still reduce the liquid a little bit.
All right, well, so that while that's going, I can finish up my tart. So I'm just putting a little bit of sugar on the peaches. Not that they need any more sweetness, but really just to bring out the moisture of the peaches. I'm gonna add a little bit of flour to the dough, just so it doesn't stick. And I'm basically just gonna try and roll this out nice and flat. And you just wanna get a nice even thickness all around. It doesn't have to have perfect sides. Okay, so I've got my peaches here. I'm gonna add just a little bit of flour to these. So just a little bit of flour, and they go into the middle of the tart. And now all you have to do is throw these sides up to the top. You take the beaten egg and you just brush it like this all along the dough. So I put plenty of this coarse sugar on top, and that's it. The tart's done, it's ready to go into the oven. Ladies, can I serve you some of your delicious looking chicken?
Absolutely.
And we have to save some for your father though too. He was so great to work with. This has been a really awesome day, or should I say peachy? Oh, that's too corny, sorry about that.